Vanguard is named after the HMS Vanguard, a ship in the British Navy that was captained by Admiral Nelson. He concentrated his training so that every single member of the fleet could take action independently without direct order. And I think that's a great metaphor for Vanguard today.
They were a radical company. The rest of the industry thought they were nuts. And at the best, they'd say, oh, it's a little niche company. They're always going to serve their role for the few people who care about that. It became clear to me they would get very big a lot faster than anyone dreamed, even though they were a mutual. They didn't have Wall Street funny money. This was their own customers' cash flow that funded their growth. Well, sure enough, they're #1 in the mutual fund business, widely respected.
They identified specific points in a customer's life when the interaction with Vanguard was especially meaningful, say the death of a spouse or the birth of a child. And they systematically set out to figure out how to create an experience so extraordinary, so remarkable. It seems like they've done something magical here.
I'm third-generation dentist, and I retired 4 years ago after 40 years of practice in the family practice of 100 years.
Recently, his wife Janice, who he always referred to as his best friend, had been diagnosed with cancer.
Heather would call. She had a definite interest in my wife's health and how I was doing as well with the extra duties.
Unfortunately, in the spring of last year, she lost her battle with cancer.
I was grieving at that time, and Heather knew I needed help with some of these aspects of the executor and trusteeship that I was managing. They'd bent over backward to be nice to me and to help me.
Because of my job and because of my position, I actually have the opportunity to do something for them and their family. I send flowers.
I felt very close to Heather. She went above and beyond the call of duty.
Somebody passing away in the family is obviously one of the biggest moments of truth that we can face, and we can show them not only an investment company, but as somebody who actually cares about them and their family, and we want to see it through.
We began this journey with Moments of Truth by analyzing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients' interactions. And there we were looking for what happened. What did the associate do? What did the rep do to delight a client?
Because at the end of the day, it's recognizing a moment of truth for that client. My moment of truth may not be the same as your moment of truth. And so it really is based on the judgment of the crew member.
Importantly, I think we've created a culture that really values the golden rule. And what that's done for us is it's actually helped foster a tremendous esprit de corps within the company and a sense of loyalty. I think our people are loyal to us, and I think they feel that the company is loyal to them. And again, I believe that translates into better results overall for the end client.
Net Promoter scores are in direct alignment with the mission of Vanguard. You could sum it up by saying, do the right thing for our client owners. And NPS is a fantastic tool to make sure you're working on the things that matter to clients. So the role NPS plays for us is it does shine light over all of the things that we have to work on.
It's allowed us to take what we think was an important value and put a metric around it that's actually measurable and meaningful to people.
And then again, closed loop feedback allows us to give that accountability and responsibility to the associate. And then our role as management team is to empower them, to give them the authority to actually do things that make a difference for clients.
We train people to understand what the processes are, what they're allowed to do, because we are still a low-cost provider and we can't give away the world. But part of it is just hiring the right kind of people. A lot of training, a lot of support, a lot of peer coaching, so you get great crew like Heather. You put them out on the floor and you make sure everyone's talking to them and knows what they're doing and how they can model that.
At the funeral home, I noticed a lot of bouquets, and I was very much surprised to see one from Heather McVeigh in the Vanguard group. And I took a photograph of that bouquet. I'd have no hesitation recommending Vanguard to other acquaintances.
It really does weigh on you that you've got 25 million investors, if you will, who are looking to you as a firm to do the right thing for them so that they can achieve their hopes and dreams. It's also incredibly motivating to know that if you're successful, you're going to make a pretty big difference.